I think we can all agree that that was one of the most emotional and sentimental and heartwarming and breaking at the same time weekends of tennis we've probably ever had as a tennis community. Welcome to the Slice. We're going to talk about the insanely emotional Laver Cup that went down on the weekend, which saw Team World finally get a victory. We're going to talk about just the goings on of Federer's retirement, what I saw, what was amazing about this weekend, and talk about some of the other action and how Team World finally got a victory. Here's the Slice. Well, welcome back to my kind of outdoor seating area, people. Little transition here in the studio, but what else is there to talk to other than what went down at the Laver Cup this weekend with Federer's retirement? Obviously, you saw or if you haven't yet, click here to see my retirement tribute to Roger Federer. Thank you, Roger Federer, for everything he's done for the game. That was the big news about a week and a half ago, and then we knew at the Laver Cup it would be his kind of going away party, his send off, and I didn't really know what to expect. I expected obviously tears and a big send off, but I guess in the moment of it going down, I think it was such a beautiful time for the players on court, and then for the fans like me and other hardcore fans like you who've stayed up throughout the years to watch Federer play tennis, have been impacted, who, like I said, have literally started caring about tennis because of Roger Federer. For us, it was like almost the moment kind of crept up on us where we were just watching Federer cry, and then Nadal cry, and then Djokovic get choked up and kind of stand behind them. And I'll throw up the picture here. Just these epic photos and epic moments came out where it was really just you're seeing these three great men almost see their careers and their time in tennis flash before their eyes. Definitely with Federer retiring, but I think everyone just kind of felt it was the end of the big three era, which it was, because literally now there's, as far as active players go, there's no big three. It's just the big two, basically. And yeah, it was really crazy. So we'll get into it. If you're new here, welcome to the Slice. Stephen Boughton, giving my thoughts on everything. Subscribe down below and click the link down below to join the Monday Bagel. It's Monday, and the Bagel just came out wrapping up tennis. So we're going to wrap up some of the stuff that happened last week as far as results on the ATP WTA at the end of this show. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, my thoughts on it is, I think Novak Djokovic, I tweeted out at a big tweet that said, the way that Novak Djokovic is, on the bench cheering on Rafa and Federer as they played doubles, to me that showed how silly a lot of the battles we've had in the different fan groups between them. All the names we call that, we get on each other. People go savage. They call him Novak Djokovic. They call Federer. They call Clay doll or injury doll or knee doll or foot doll or whatever that you guys call him. All of that seems so silly when you're watching Djokovic cheer on Federer and Nadal in their last ever match together in doubles on the court. And then you see how much it meant to them as he retired. And then the next day when Djokovic came out and said, it was one of the most special and unique moments of his entire life, being a part of that, watching one of the greatest athletes of all time hanging up. I think it really showed how much the three of them and the battles that they've had and how far they've brought the sport. It really was like a celebration of that. So, in partly, I think that the Laver Cup was so, it was a great stage for it, I thought, too. Because Federer, if you watch the doubles match, he clearly wasn't able to move like he should. He was definitely hampered. And, he can't do it anymore. So that's why he's retiring, obviously. But it was a good stage where it was a bit more relaxed. It wasn't like an official match where everything had to be super formal and in line, even though it was still an intense match. And TFO, who I love, and who should not be getting any hate, by the way. If you guys are hating on TFO, you guys are absolutely idiots. He played hard tennis like Jack Sock, and it would have been disrespectful to Nadal and Federer if they'd taken it easy, and they would not have appreciated that. So they did the right thing. Federer got hit one time, and then he told the crowd to stop booing. And then even TFO almost pinned Nadal as well. But yeah, it was just a great stage for it to take place because, it's basically Federer's event, and, Djokovic, Nadal were all able to be on the same side of the net, which was amazing. Same team. So yeah, just an amazingly emotional Laver Cup. Let me know your thoughts on the retirement down below. I thought it was like pretty perfect. Federer's obviously going to be at Laver Cups in the future. He might even play doubles in the future. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Team World wins, and I say thank God, because this is the fifth event and they hadn't won one yet, and a few of them hadn't been even close. But this one, with you would think with the big four there, it would have been their hardest battle, Team World's toughest battle, but they showed up, and Francis Tiafoe showed up. He showed up except for getting destroyed by Novak Djokovic. He played great in the doubles to beat Nadal and Federer, and then he played great to beat Tsitsipas at the end. That was amazing, 3-setter, so clutch. We'll talk about Tsitsipas another time. Felix Auger-Aliassime, huge win over Novak Djokovic, who had already played a singles and then a doubles, and his wrist was not ideal. He revealed afterwards, and you can kind of see it on the court. So hopefully that's not an issue where he'll have to pull out of his future. He's playing 2 ATP 250s after this, but you can't really blame him. As Federer said on the bench, it's amazing how locked in he was, destroying Tiafoe in one of the best performances we've seen in months after being away from the game. He hadn't played since Wimbledon. So pretty amazing form from Djokovic, and he didn't play his best against FAA, but FAA played amazing. So after some disappointing results this year, Felix Auger-Aliassime has had some great results, beats Carlos Alcaraz in Davis Cup, and then beats Novak Djokovic in Laver Cup. So in the team events, Felix finds his best stuff. Like I said, Francis Tiafoe played great, sealed the victory for Team World. They ran the table on the final day, which is just big. And it's almost like the Laver Cup organizers, maybe the conspiracies will go that they threw it or they really needed Team World to win. And I think they did, because it's like if it kept just going where Europe's winning every year, then it's not as exciting. So now that the fact that Team World won this year, next year in Vancouver, our home area, the competition is going to be super tight, because Team Europe, Team World will be the defending champs. Team Europe is going to want to come back and get back on top. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, in my opinion, it was a great Laver Cup. I'm obviously salty that they did not give me a media pass, and I wish I could be there. But, it's Federer's retirement. It's like the biggest event in sports in the last long time. So we'll get there one day where we're shoo-in every year. But yeah, amazing retirement ceremony, emotions, all of that. The videos of Nadal, Federer crying, that's like iconic stuff. Like that'll just be always played back, I feel like, and talked about and remembered about. So that was amazing stuff. Now, if I just pull out the Monday Bagel, which is our new newsletter that you need to click down below and subscribe to, because it helps us out and it keeps you way more informed. Let's look at some of the results from last week. Why don't we? Lyudmila Samsonova won the WTA 500 in Tokyo. She's been one of the best players in the WTA this year. Absolutely. I think she's on like a crazy 19-1 streak in the last 20 matches. She didn't drop a set in Tokyo, played very well. Lorenzo Sonego won the Mets ATP 250. If you guys didn't see it, look up Alexander Bublik's turns the racket around and uses a handle to hit a ball over the court in the middle of a match. It was absolutely clown town from Lorenzo. Brandon Nakashima won his home tournament in San Diego for his first title. Next gen player on the rise. That's a great win for him. And then Ekaterina Alexandrova won the ATP or the WTA 250 in Seoul. So those are the big movers or the big winners from last week. There's a lot of smaller tournaments, and there's a lot of smaller tournaments this week as well. But this was mostly an episode of The Slice to talk about the Laver Emotional Cup. What do you guys think? Let me know about your reactions to Federer's retirement ceremony below. And we will see you guys in the next episode of The Slice. Thanks for being here.